Hi Scorpios, this is your reading for Sun, Moon and Venus rising. As you can see, I've already chosen your cards just to gain us a bit of time, but I am laughing and screaming at our overall dominant energy of this reading. You couldn't have even blooming, well, you couldn't have picked better for that being the backdrop, that's for sure. We've got the Queen of Cups, the 2ofCups and the King of Cups. So those of you that know your cards, you know we're looking at an absolute power couple relationship or that ultimate dream. It's already showing that we're working towards the same ideal, dream and want, but already we're seeing that there is a divide. So I'm ready to get into this and see where we're at. If I need to go to an extended, I will put that in the link below, but as soon as you start seeing this reading resonating with you, whack the like button and the subscribe button so we can pull your energy in for the next readings. But yeah, I'm gonna just pull these so we can see. This is going to be funny. All right, so our overall energy. So what we've got going on is showing that just gives me the feel that there's building, creating. This is serious stuff. We're dealing with a relationship that's either a breakdown or it's new and we're working towards the ultimate dream. It feels that we're pulling from a real, whether it's like traditional, maybe the wrong way of description for what's coming forward, but it feels like there's a lot of history, a lot of formed belief patterns, systems, or an ideal of how a relationship needs to be, should be, supposed to be. There, it feels like going the distance is definitely what's coming forward, and already a lot of time, energy invested in this, be it a wish manifestation that's pulled our one true love towards us, or whether we are in the dynamics of taking this relationship to a next level, or whether we are looking at a divide and a split and a pulling together back. So let's take a look at what is going on. So in with this building, creating, that we've got accelerated motion. So it feels that we're looking at, yeah, it feels like things have come about quite quickly. So if we're looking at a split, this may have come about unexpectedly, but also if we're obviously, excuse me for trying to capture everybody's scenarios, but I am going to narrow it down so that it's focusing mainly on those who absolutely know where they're at, that this is speaking to. But we're either looking at a split that's happened quickly or a relationship that is moving quickly. And also we've got the sacral chakra. So this feels for me that we're looking at an absolute soul connection with this backdrop. We're looking at someone that has manifested and called forward their one true love. They may be just coming forward and presenting, or it may have begun and moving forward quickly, which is picking up this anxiety of, is this real? Is this it? So it's coming a bit more forward. Again, like I said, there felt like there was history. It felt like this was coming from ideal traditions. This is the soul connection. This is, I want it all with this person, or my next relationship is going to be the one, the all, and I'm settling for nothing less. It feels that there's either children and dynamics involved, or there is a want of that whole family unit and everything that it represents, be it with children or without the children. It's that feeling of home. Home is where the heart is, and it builds on that level foundation. This is something that was being absolutely called in on an absolute magical level, or we are looking at a soul connection already there. Okay, so being shown here that a lot of risks have been taken in the building, forming of this relationship, or the this calling in. It's about going maybe outside of the norm that we've not all normally been drawn to. So if we're looking at a manifesting of calling forward a relationship, be it brand new, or be it on its way, presenting, showing itself now, this will be something that we've really opened ourselves out. We're past the point of being stuck. We're at the point that we're moving into 5D. I'm ready. I'm calling in. I'm taking the risk. Whatever the universe has brought forward for me, I'm about to jump into that now. And it's this fast forward motion that's bringing up a little bit anxiety, because it's exciting, it's new, it's wishes coming true. And it's investing. It's very creating is the feel, and be it the change of energies. It's not representing male female, it is the more dominant energies of the female aspect, the male aspect that we all project. But ultimately this is a creation in the making. If we're looking at our love soul divide, then this is showing that there's absolute level of depth of emotions that is attached to this situation, because we know on a soul level, with our soul connection, if there's any break in communication, separation, or that feeling of not being in balance, one-minded thinking, that it brings that unsettlement. But it really is the beginning of the volcano erupting. We may be looking at the volcanoes already erupted, and now we're at the stalemate. It's knowing, presenting as, I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking to you, and you're not getting me, no, you're not getting me. But ultimately the wish that's going up, that's being manifested, is if we could just drop this and come back together, we know we can put this right. So let's see what we're doing here. So here we're being shown ready to face the changes, or face anything that's coming forward. So when we're looking at our calling in our wish relationship, when we're looking from that perspective, we're knowing that we're in alignment with where we're at, we've put our changes in place, and we're ready to face the new and exciting that's coming forward. When we're looking at the start of a relationship that is looking like our wishes coming true, we are ready to push forward. It's about exploring everything that, whilst we've been in a pause or been single or wishing for things to be like this is representing that we're absolutely ready. When we're looking at our separation divide, what we're being shown is ultimately, if we need to keep going forward on a pause, on a break, but holding the love of the other in the heart, then we are absolutely prepared to do that, because we know that singularly, this is the ultimate love that we have to offer and to give. We know that we are deep, sensitive. Obviously, if we're also talking to our cross-watching guests, that this is also describing you within this. This reading's not just for the Scorpios, it's also for you connected to a relationship, calling in, calling back, or drawing to you a Scorpio. God help you. We are a little bit of a nightmare, but we're lovely. So what we're saying is that singular, we know the depths that we can go to. We are very analytical, we know what we want, and we don't give it up so easily. So we need to be sure so that we're investing. We don't like endings as much and change as much as it said, but we can absolutely go there if we need to. Ultimately, our heart desire is another us. We are always searching out for that soul connection, unity. And with that, we're being shown our spiritual strength, number 9. So our spiritual strength is knowing that we are absolutely trusting in the ultimate divine. We know love wins the way, it guides the way, it shows the way. There is nothing but love. As Scorpios, we absorb all the pain and the dark, and we're okay with that. But the only thing really that gets us through is always believing in love. We believe in the love of our friendships, and that's what empowers us. The strength and the love that we receive from our friends, we know that we are capable of being loved and can give that depth of love, but we kind of isolate ourselves or limit ourselves when it comes to our true love, because that is something particular and specific that needs to be just right. Yes, we can have the dynamics a little bit wrong, delusions or so, we know all of that bit, but ultimately we do not want to give our heart for anything less. And so with this, we're being shown our spiritual strength to push us through, be it carrying on alone or coming back together. We know that this will come back round together. It's just a matter of time. And here we've got the love begins. It's pouring all of that spiritual love, a new beginning, number 1, but it's 2 halves of the whole. It's 2 halves pouring into the 1 cup, the lake of love, a very romantic, but ultimately it's a smooth pond. This is pouring in the energy that's coming from kindness, compassion, understanding. It's all the unconditionals that when we're coming from a breakup are near on impossible, but when we've left enough time is the healer, that we know that if we are still wishing for this, then there is every way to meet in the middle, find that balance to create this. We just need to be guided and keep pushing forward. We're not speaking at this point to, unless it starts unfolding that way, but at this point we're looking at those that are coming forward with a brand new relationship, those that are manifesting right now, coming towards them, their wish is about to be filled. It's that, and these power couple that are having this miscommunication, separation, this pause time, that I'm not looking at this point as a done, dusted, over. Here we're seeing the strength of that partnership, that love. Everything that's coming forward to the Scorpios at the moment is, this is something that needs to be sat up and taken notice of. We've got here pushing forward and speaking our truth, being true to ourselves. So with this, it's like it's saying it's, we know what we will and won't invest in. We will try and error. We will go the distance, probably a little bit too much longer than other people, but it's fine because we know that we've tried every angle, every element, and it's just off of our karma tick box, tick list. It's that's done and put to rest if need be. Whereas here we've got if we're looking at our separation, guys, then we've got here this need to speak the truth. It's okay speaking by mind, talking telepathy, but at the end of the day, there's miscommunications, lost in translation. Somebody needs to speak up. If this is a true soulmate connection, then it doesn't matter you speaking your truth, you will find that alignment to come together and be on the same page. It's about here the two sides of speaking their truth, but when this aligns up, it then aligns up to the love begins. When we're coming from a place of divide, then we're never finding a match in the middle. It's what is that blend? What are you deciding between? Because for me, this isn't a split as such. It's a deciding of can go one way or the other. But if the arms are put up, it's going into the love, in the one understanding condition, and then it's the ready to move forward with how it needs to be on the next level. So then we've got here again, it's all about speaking the truth. Yes, it's easy to start cutting things out. There's still a bit of anger that's there, but ultimately it's taking charge of a situation. Now's not the time to be walking on eggshells. If this couple here are to come back together, it's about not being afraid to speak. You're talking to another you, a like-minded you. There is a way to make yourself understood. It's just about timing and the delivery and how it's being said. What do you want for you? Where does the healing need to begin? Time is a healer, as they say, and so has enough time passed, you can feel the energy of your other you. So read that, it's a real thing. When we're moving forwards, just had a high-pitched sound in my ear then. So when we're moving forward into this 5D aspect of ourself, we have to be talking to the higher aspect of ourself. If we've got one that's operating in a lower 3D, 4D aspect and dealing with someone on maybe a higher 4D, 5D aspect, where the signal's not going to be a match and a blend, and there will always be that distortion, which is what's causing a separation. But ultimately we are still calling in. When we're saying about the people that are the new guys together and calling in, it's about always putting that step forward with the truth. We don't need to be unpacking all of our baggage and emotional trauma history of the past. We're stepping into this new, brand new, and and taking it for what it needs to be. We've got here deception and envy, which is exactly like I'm saying, we're not coming forward to speak our truth and bringing up the, oh, I was hurt in the past and someone done that and and the brand new person's getting all of the crap from what someone else has done. If that's what you're moving forward when you're trying to call someone in, you need to take a bit more of a pause because you're not quite ready. Or if we are rebuilding and reworking, it's about knowing that for you to keep calling your true love forward, that there is an element of trust that's there. If the head and the heart are generally out of sync, bless them, but it's being real with the illusion that you do know if there is a deception, because you will have been shown signs of it at some point. And if you're operating from the higher aspect of yourself, you will have been shown that. If you're not able to call it so much, you need to step back and take a pause, because you're still transmuting energy of the old 3D self, and there's no room for that in the future that we're moving into. And the 2022 is all about dropping that past and pushing forward to everything that's meant to be. Here we go, the authority. It's taking charge of yourself, taking charge of the new future, pushing forward, taking charge of speaking your truth, owning yourself, your aspect, your side of your emotions, speaking the truth. These are a power couple. You're not calling in manifesting odd blend. You're calling in another aspect of you that gets you, can see you, can feel you, can trust you. You're not calling in anything less. So keep doing, working towards that. You will get signs of if it's right or if it's not. And like saying, it's carrying emotional pain from the past forward. Yes, there is healing that is there if we're looking at this soul connection, repairing relationship. But they may need time, further time, because what the level and depths, if we've got, say, for example, 2 Scorpios or 2 water signs, God help, the silent blooming treatment could be going on for God knows how long, but they will be able to feel each other because they're calling each other in and they're trying to balance the emotions in alignment with each other. This is their version of the healing. There's old wounds that have been reopened, but in regards to our manifesting our new love, we need to be sure that we've closed the door on the old and worked our self-love, self-healing with that, so we're not taking anything else in. For the guys that it is brand new, yeah, I'm still always picking up that little anxiety moments, but it's here. It's like, this is what you've been waiting for and they've arrived, so it's exciting. Again, we've got here this reconciliation for these guys, and also the, again, building on the future. So when we're talking for the separation guys, this is yeah, you know that this person is your one, because in this separation time, if it was so easy to forget and move on, you would have done that by now, and you would be in this next stage or in your time out healing stage, that you would know that you've already made that decision to move on, which is absolutely fine. This isn't for you. It will be a different version of where you're at if you're still following. But for these guys with the separation, it's showing there is a lot of history there. It is old wounds from the past or connections with the past coming back. It's being removed, resolved and shifted. There's nothing that these two cannot get over, not with the power of that. I mean, I just couldn't help but like, when I saw that come up, I was like, oh my God. But it's like, it's massive. And with this, it's showing as well, again, with the building, creating the family. It's all about the cups, isn't it? Here, it's like, this is like, you couldn't get any better for a relationship reading, for real. It's literally showing that we're not mucking about. This is that absolute new energy pushing through, and we are building for the long haul, brick by brick. And it's taking it slow, it's feeling, testing, checking, everything. We're all good with that. And it's the enjoying as well. We're removing the pain. We're knowing that as long as we've got the emotions, the feelings, long as we've got the history and the coming forward and wanting to be able to speak our truth, reconciliate, that anything material will come forward. It doesn't matter if it's out of sync, out of balance, it will balance itself out, because there is a way to make that one, to make that 2 swords come into one. The 2 swords coming into one. It's screaming it out everywhere. So for these guys, they're definitely in a timeout, and they're doing the healing like it's saying, but there's a lot of thinking going on. These are almost like so much history. They're so long in the tooth with all of this shit that it's like, you know, I literally need time out. Can't keep pushing on like this anymore. I don't know what the answer is. It's hurting my brain to even think about it. But when I am trying to think about it, all I can think of is the other aspect of myself. It's definitely steeped in pain, love, thinking, everything. There's all the depths, even with the cross-watching visitors. Absolutely press like and subscribe if you're resonating with this, because I'm feeling it for you. With our new people, manifesting, and we've just met somebody new. Is this the one? It's being told to just take your time, calm down a little bit, and feel forward. We're just getting that energies caught up with excited puppy, and yay, this is it. Yeah, all the things that you're wanting, it's definitely the one to sit up and take notice about. I'm feeling that, and it's making the plans, it's making the the deeper sense. It feels like you're both definitely going on that deeper spiritual side. Not so much, oh, everyone's spiritual, but what I'm saying is that the person that you have met and you're taking it slowly, moving forward, whether you've connected really quickly, unexpectedly, and it's feeling really comfortable and familiar faster than you would have expected, and you're going with it, or whether it's someone just coming forwards for you now. This side feels that you've both had the time that you've needed, and you're looking for that something special. And here we've got foundation and achievements. Like I'm saying, it's whoever's crossing your path, you're absolutely ready for. I'm done with all of this here, there, dating online, keep searching through a needle in a haystack, picking up wrong vibrational energies, lower energy forms. Basically, it's if we're dealing with the crap that Scorpios have had to shed, release, get rid of, it's all of that is in the past. We've not called this in for no reason, and we've not been stood single for that time to pull in something out of alignment. We're building foundations, and we're ready to leave all of the ideas that we've had of the it's not going to work, and so behind us. It's building something strong. And so with that, when we're leaving the past behind and taking it slow on that deeper level, knowing that we're both working towards this on this side, whichever role reverse you may be, or whether you're the visiting cross-watcher, ultimately following that guidance so far is leading you to that. You want that happiness, you want to be excited about the future, and it's showing you that there's everything there ready for you to do it. You've got the foundation, what you're working on. For these guys in time out separation, they may need just that little bit more, but ultimately they are both positive that there is something that can be salvaged from this, but there's that element of stalemate that I would rather sit in pain and think of them as I'm moving forward healing than to reach out and do anything. Well, yeah, that's a little bit, that's fine if that's where you're at, but when we're looking at the 5D aspect of ourselves, that is not the way forward. It's about this healing time is being real, being adult, looking at the history that you've got, looking at what was working, what was it's probably only certain bits. It's being real. If you sat in your time out, then I'm pretty sure if you switched perspectives like so, and you were really real for what it must feel like for the other, what must it have been like to experience you in that, without the, oh yeah, I'm fucking amazing, and see no faults in yourself. When you can call yourself out and be true by seeing the other person's perspective on that, then you are operating from your higher aspect self, because that only comes from love, not cutting, blame, and picking sides. So that's every chance to move forward. We're being hopeful, and we know that the sun is going to shine. And literally, as I'm saying that, it's working towards our achievements, goals. It's knowing that there is success. There's we as Scorpios, we will keep pushing through, that we don't give up lightly. So if we see any chance, hope of potential or something, we can own it, we will rectify it, we will sort. We're not as stubborn as what we're made out to believe. It's not that we can't apologize or that we can't reach out. We can. It's just there's a lot of, I don't even want to say analysing, but there's a lot that goes on in technically in the makeup of the way that our thought process works. And it's only either someone as a visiting cross watcher that absolutely knows Scorpios and how they are that can get that. That's why we've got such an affinity with our friends, because they don't have to put up with us, but they love us, and they do, but they get us, and that's why it works. Whereas in a relationship, there's a lot more depth of emotion, so there's a lot more goes into it. So sometimes we just need that bit of time to get to the right. We are very fair, and that's the thing. It's if it's on us, we will take it, and if it's on someone else, then we will try to, as much as we can, depending on what aspect we're operating from, to see from their side and put ourselves into there. We need to, if it's even along the lines of removing ourselves from blame, the only way we're able to do that is by putting ourselves there, to be able to see how does it look, feel for you the way that you're experiencing me. So yeah, there's the distortions of that, but it all boils down to the communication. So let's see what's going on with these guys. These ones, they're like moving away from the situation, but I feel it's more moving away from the pain and the bullshit, the crap, the rubbish. It's like saying, describing these guys, they know where they're at. They already make that triangular point, because it's two halves making up the whole, which is the ultimate completion, what everyone in relationship is working towards, another you. And so with that, they are happy to keep floating along on their own, because if that's what it takes, because if they float and the distance goes, they know ultimately that the healing that they experience in that separation will bring them back together to another, ultimately to this. That is their natural path. These two cannot go anywhere else other than to this soul connection. And so even if they're having to separate and go their separate ways, which leads to healing, they still come back. That center point may well be a different person, but the essence of this will be absolutely the same. The next relationship that they get into will be this that we're touching on right now. All of this comes back round to the same place. And so we're just being shown here that, again, like I'm saying, it leads to balance, and that's exactly what that's saying. Without the balance of fairness, then nothing can level out. And so with that, we've got material harvest, yay. So here it's putting the effort in and reconciliation, or connecting with the history of what we believe relationships for our soul that we need it to be, with the adjustments that have been made. It's the knowing that we are building for our future, and ultimately that, yes, it does surround finances, but there's always a way. It's not, you need both finances and love, so it's not so much that, oh, have everything but without love, or I'd rather have love and no money. The reality is there is always a balance needed. You need finances, and to have some kind of financial plan working, whether it's one's got more, one's got less, or vice versa, or whatever. There needs to be a financial plan of some kind working together if you're at that stage. Or you need to have your own finances singularly in order, so that you are creating a situation that you can move forward, enjoy life, spoil your partner a little bit in the ways that you can, or do things. It comes together. You need finances, you need love. They are the balance and the unity, and it's leads to that. There's obviously a different aspect of financial greed or materialistic blah blah, but we're not here to explain those ins and outs. You get that already. And so what this is saying is the material harvest, it comes together, like saying, with the balance of that. And so then we've got here the other aspect of these guys, like I've just said. This person is a provider. This is here we go in the middle, in the sense of you've got your love and you're providing these people in regards to you individually, singly, what you're bringing as the blend, and this ultimate relationship. They are singularly male, female aspect. It's gender irrelevant, to be fair, because the energy is strong, getting there regardless. Getting there, it's having that strength to push forward, and knowing, keeping in that energy vibration. You have no there will be no chance for you to not meet your counterpart aspect on some level. Obviously, those that are saying you're never going to meet someone or so, this reading isn't for you. This is just talking to those guys that are just meeting somebody, or calling them in, or in a bit of a time out from their soul connection. And that's for Scorpio Sun, Moon and Venus rising, and our visiting cross watchers. So here we go. There, you need to claim this reading if it's resonating with you, because we've got a an emphasis on our dominant energy. And here we have again there, it's both thinking of someone that's away from them. They can do it either way, but ultimately someone is either thinking of their other, be it male, female aspect of energy, the male thinking of the female counterpart, and the female counterpart thinking of the male. Energetically wise, you are waiting for something to happen. You guys are at stalemate until you kick yourselves up the ass. If you're enjoying the fantasy of thinking of the imaginary versions of your ideal relationship, then that's all well and good. Maybe you are manifesting on your own level that you're adjusting the pieces of what it needs to be, but as you well know, without the communication, you're stuck like that. So you might as well just keep drifting, heal and reconnect somewhere else further down the line. But know that we also have our element of people that are Scorpios and that are connected to that Scorpio energy, that are potentially calling in their counterpart, which could be the one or the other of that. So Okay, I feel that with that, I am going to stop this here, and I'm going to go a bit deeper with our extended and get the outcome, choose a couple of more cards just to see. I feel we need to focus on that dominant energy and see what the hell's going on for you guys. Are you just going to keep going and blocking each other, or who's going to take action, or what's needed to do? So for the guys that have got what you've needed from there, thanks very much for tuning in. The links will be in the description below for these guys that are literally gonna carry on a deeper level from this to see where we're at. So thank you for joining me. Bye.